Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Borno State Deputy Governor Umar Usman Kadafur and over 100 passengers narrowly escaped death as aircraft engine catches fire mid-air. Leading video streaming platform Netflix dismisses reports of its planned exit from Nigeria. Nigeria police say hookup culture responsible for rising cases of missing young women to ritual practices in the country. I'm Florence Joshua with these and more. Borno State Deputy Governor Alhaji Umar Usman Kadafur and over 100 passengers have narrowly escaped a potential tragedy on Wednesday evening when a MAX aircraft caught fire mid-air due to engine failure. The incident occurred around 7 p.m. shortly after the aircraft took off from Maiduguri International Airport en route to Abuja. Security expert Zagazola Makama revealed on X that the engine failure resulted from a bird strike approximately 10 minutes into the flight. In a decisive response, the pilot and crew executed an emergency landing back at Maiduguri Airport. Their swift actions ensured the safety of everyone on board, averting a catastrophic outcome. Despite the safe landing, panic ensued among the passengers. Many chose to retrieve their luggage and abandon the journey rather than board a replacement flight. The management of MAX Air swiftly mobilized an alternative aircraft from Kano, which successfully transported the willing passengers, including Deputy Governor Kadafur, to Abuja later that night. The national chairman of the Action Democratic Party, Agbagi Sani, has alleged that President Bola Tinubu is being used as a shield in the corruption going on in the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. Sani, a former presidential candidate, claimed that recent discoveries coming out of the Central Bank of Nigeria were child's play compared to what was going on in the NNPC, lamenting that no one seems to care. Sani, in an interview on a TV program, called on President Tinubu to act as fast as he could, insisting that Nigerians could not continue to fold their hands and watch. Sani further said his regret is how some people got to the president to become the shield of the NNPC wrath. And now to security. A total of 8,034 terrorists have been neutralized, while 11,623 others have been arrested, with 6,376 hostages rescued by military troops across the various theaters of operation in the country. Since the beginning of the year 2024, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, made the disclosure at a press conference this Thursday in Abuja. Buba said that the military is not resting its hours to fine-tune its operations towards ensuring peaceful country for citizens. Let's now join Clearview's Gloria Atta for an update.
Nigerians began the year 2024 with a strong resolve and resilience for greater achievements. With just a few days after the New Year celebrations ushering in the no grief for anybody slang, which became a household mantra for both young and old, the Nigerian military was not left out, with a stern resolve to clamp down on all forms of criminality bedeviling the country, especially terrorism. At the Defense Headquarters bi-weekly press briefing this Thursday in Abuja, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, said troops all through the year adopted a high-level alertness and a renewed commitment to protect the country from further terrorist aggression and insecurity, leading to the killing of over 8,000 terrorists, arrest of 11,623 others, as well as the recovery of various forms of light and heavy arms and ammunition.
Now, since the beginning of the year, troops operations across the various theaters has culminated in over 8,000 terrorists neutralized and over 11,000 of them arrested, even as we rescued over 6,376 hostages. What this means is that we delivered damage to the terrorist fighting capabilities as well as their military capabilities. And this is partly the reason they go after soft targets, being the cowards that they are. Furthermore, troops recovered over 8,216 weapons in the course of the year and over 211,000 ammunition in the course of operations in the year. This means that we have significantly delivered damage to the terrorist military capabilities, and this partly explains why we have more of them surrendering, with surrendering corridors now activated in the North Central. Since the beginning of the year, troops have denied the oil theft of an estimated sum of about 58 billion naira since January. The breakdown of our recoveries are as follows. We recovered over 4,000 AK-47 rifles. We recovered over 1,000 locally fabricated guns, over 730 den guns, and over 240 pump-action guns, among other items recovered in the course of the year.
Major General Edward Buba also took time to reel out some notable successes in aerial bombardments across different local government areas occupied by terrorists.
On the 29th of November, the air component of Operation Wild Punch conducted air interdiction on notorious terrorist location at Alawa Forest in Shiroro local government area of Niger State. Having conducted intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance to confirm the terrorists hibernating at the location was acquired and subsequently engaged. Now, battle damage assessments has equally confirmed that several of the terrorists at this location on your screen were killed, as well as their structures destroyed.
As activities heat up in preparation for the Christmas and New Year festivities across the country, the Defense Headquarters has assured citizens that the armed forces are determined to end terrorism and insecurity across the country, while urging citizens to go about their activities without fear. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.
The federal government has reinstated commitment to the welfare of serving and retired personnel of the Nigerian Armed Forces and their families. The Minister of State for Defense, Dr. Bello Muhammad Matawale, gave the assurance at the 12th stakeholders meeting organized by the Defense Health Maintenance Limited on Wednesday in Abuja. Matawale said the plans are underway to ensure a smooth, complete health maintenance package for serving and retired military personnel, including members of their families, to boost their morale as they go about fulfilling their constitutional duties to the nation. Let's now join Clearview News' Gloria Atta for details.
The security challenges across all 6 geopolitical zones of the country have grown to be an unending battle. This challenge, fueled by deep-rooted socio-economic, ethnic and religious intolerance, has taken various forms, including insurgency, terrorism, communal clashes, banditry, kidnapping, among others. In all these battles, the Nigerian Armed Forces, in its effort to protect Nigeria's territorial integrity, have been at the forefront of kinetic operations geared towards putting an end to the menace. It is therefore crucial for the government to provide access to basic social amenities for personnel to boost their morale as they discharge their duties to the nation. To this end, stakeholders from the Defense Health Maintenance Limited and other military healthcare providers have converged on Abuja for its 12th stakeholders meeting to brainstorm and strategize ways of improving access to quality healthcare services for members of the armed forces and their families. Represented by the ministry's permanent secretary, Ibrahim Abubakar Kana, the Minister of State for Defense, who also serves as the chairman of the Board of Directors of the Defense Health Maintenance Limited, Bello Matawale, said the ministry has identified and reviewed some challenges being faced by the agency, which serves as a health maintenance organization for the military, and is making plans to ensure a comprehensive health maintenance package for serving and retired personnel of the armed forces and their immediate family members to enable them fight gallantly in restoring peace to the nation.
As we are aware, the government of Nigeria has promised all personnel, both serving and retired, of adequate medical care for them and their families. Therefore, the Ministry of Defense and the Armed Forces of Nigeria set up a financing organization that is called the Defense Health Maintenance Limited to provide financial cover for all serving and retired personnel. This organization has offices across the country. So we brought them here today to review our progress made so far, challenges, and also to chart a way forward. Basically, we have looked at our successes and indeed our challenges. What I would say is so far so good, but we still have more to do as a people and as a country. We send our personnel to battle and to protect the country. It is our responsibility to also protect them and provide the best medical care for them. The Ministry of Defense and the Armed Forces of Nigeria will continue to ensure that we provide the best medical care for our personnel so that they can fight gallantly and with joy and happiness for our country.
Earlier, the managing director of the agency, Rear Admiral A.B. Afolayan, retired, said the agency would not stop until it delivers on its mandate of providing adequate health care for military personnel across all formations.
The theme for this 12th stakeholders meeting for 2024 is the role of Defense Health Maintenance Limited in sustaining healthcare delivery in the armed forces. This theme has become imperative at a time like this when the world is going through economic and financial crisis. Thus, every institution needs to keep up with the changing times. We all need to put our hands on the deck to work things out so that we can ensure we place the Nigerian forces on a global map where its health insurance seeks to provide the best health care for our enrollees.
Says holding people accountable is love. When I'm holding you accountable, I'm saying you are capable of a bigger game. So the Defense Health Maintenance Limited is holding you accountable. We are showing you love. And because we know when we hold you accountable, you will do a bigger thing in all the military healthcare facilities.
The major fear was that when you retire and age is catching up with you, the major thing you are afraid of is the cost of maintaining your health and well-being. And we are happy today that from the information or from what we have gathered from Defense Health Management Limited, a lot of these fears have been allayed.
The one-day meeting with the theme, the role of the Defense Health Maintenance Limited in sustaining healthcare delivery in the armed forces of Nigeria, provided a platform for deliberations on improving healthcare services, with discussions centered around financial management, ethics and accountability for sustainable healthcare delivery for the armed forces of Nigeria, among others. Gloria Atta, reporting for Clearview News.
The Center for Leadership, Strategy and Development, a leading non-governmental organization, has launched a series of activities to commemorate the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence in Nigeria. The campaign, which kicked off on November 25, is aimed at raising awareness about the prevalence of GBV in Nigeria and serve as an opportunity to advocate for policy changes and community-led initiatives in preventing and responding to GBV. The reports.
Nearly 1 in 3 women in Nigeria have experienced violence, making it a pressing concern that requires a collective attention and action. As part of the campaign, Center Leadership and Strategic and Development has organized a series of activities which include a symbolic Orange Day work, high-level advocacy with members of the National Assembly and traditional leaders and other programs.
We urge everyone to join us in this campaign, as together we can create a world free from gender-based violence. Let us unite to make a difference. We call on governments, civil society organizations, traditional leaders, and individuals to take concrete actions to prevent and respond to gender-based violence. In conclusion, the issue of gender-based violence is a pressing concern that requires our collective attention and action. We must work together to create a world where women and girls can live free from fear of violence and discrimination.
The Center for Leadership Strategy and Development has made a passionate appeal to the government, civil society organizations, traditional leaders, and individuals to take concrete actions towards preventing and responding to gender-based violence. The 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence is a global campaign that runs from November 25 to December 10. The 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence is a global campaign that runs from November 25 to December 10th and observed in over 100 countries across the world.
The Minister of State for Labour and Employment in Kiruka Oyejocha has reinstated government's commitment to transforming workplace safety by bringing together stakeholders to cultivate a safety-first mindset and develop a resilient safety culture across industries. Oyejocha stated this at the first ever Summit on Occupation Safety and Health Summit on Tuesday, signaling a landmark step in addressing workplace safety and health challenges in the country. Livenewsupdates Imofonokon was there and now tells us more.
While stressing the connection between mental health and productivity, as well as advocating for supportive work environments that prioritize employees' well-being, the Minister of State for Labour and Employment, Nkirika Onyenyocha, said the two-day summit with the theme National Occupational Safety and Health Management System will provide an opportunity to build a comprehensive, sustainable, and inclusive national occupational safety. Commending Nigeria's ratification of International Labour Organization conventions, which aims at enhancing safety and health standards, the ILO country director, Vanessa Falla, said more than 3 million workers die each year due to occupational accidents and diseases, with more than 395 million non-fatal work accidents.
A supportive work environment fosters mental health, purpose, and stability. However, we are committed to changing the narrative by bringing together diverse stakeholders to promote the adoption of a safety-first mindset and encourage the development of a resilient safety and health culture in organizations and industries.
Or from 2015, we can see an increase of 5%. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just quoting the numbers, but these are not just numbers. These are human beings. And I'm very happy that we now have those frameworks, those conventions, providing a comprehensive framework of how countries can begin to address and strengthen systems of occupational safety and health, as well as to make sure that there are policies and institutions responsible to implement those policies.
The event featured exhibitions, technical discussions, and paper presentations from safety experts.
To the employers, you are the architects of opportunity, and your commitment to equipping the workforce with the necessary skills for the future is truly commendable. By prioritizing sustainability and digitalization, you are not just hiring employees, You are making an investment in Nigeria's economic future and its global competitiveness.
This event is not just matching people with jobs. It is about creating opportunities for individuals to thrive a rapidly evolving economy in a world armed with green and digital skills that are so highly valued in today's world.
With high rates of unemployment and underemployment, equipping young Nigerians with digital skills is vital, not only to crack new economic opportunities, but also to reduce dependence on the traditional extractive industries.
The theme of this year's fair, empowering Nigerian workforce with green and digital skills, takes on profound significance. This theme is not just a call to action, it is a roadmap for the future of work in Nigeria.
Highlights of the event includes the unveiling of Nigeria's profile on Occupational Safety and Health 2024, new regulations for construction safety, and a national emergency preparedness guide. The summit is expected to provide actionable commitment from organizations and stakeholders that will address emerging occupational safety and health challenges in line with the International Labour Organization's agenda for decent work and workplace safety. Imefon Okun, reporting for Clever News.
If you're just joining us, you're watching the news on Clever News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us.
We break the news.
This is Christ Embassy.
Recollect, we were the first to break this. Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf of Kano State has approved the appointment of 3 second-class emirs. And this?
Erasmus is the most successful program of the European Union to support education and youth.
And this?
Fubara is not an ungrateful person.
And more.
Tension is currently mounting in Rivers State. The planned arraignment of Yaya Bello.
Across our platforms. Subscribe now and you will be receiving our notifications and never left out as the news breaks on Clearview.
Welcome back. Reports reaching us says the federal government has fired some civil servants with degrees from private tertiary institutions in Benin Republic and Togo. According to reports, those affected by the directive are federal workers who graduated from the institutions from 2017 to date. The Director of Information and Public Relations in the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Shegun, confirmed the development this Wednesday. Recall the federal government in August had announced that only 8 universities had been accredited to award degrees to Nigerians in Togo and Benin Republic. This followed an undercover investigative report in which a Nigerian journalist acquired a degree from university in Benin Republic in 2 months and used it to participate in National Youth Service Corps scheme. Love knows no age limit, and Bernie Littman 100 and Marjorie Friedman 102 are living proof. The centenarian couple who found love in a senior living facility officially became the world's oldest newlyweds, with a combined age of 202 years, according to Guinness World Records. Both Marjorie and Bernie were said to have lived over 60 years of marriage to their respective first spouses, but when their spouses passed away and they moved into the same floor of a senior living facility in Philadelphia, USA, neither of them expected to find new love just a few doors down. The pair reportedly bonded by sharing meals and participating in their retirement community productions. While Bernie credits his long life and happiness to reading and staying up to date, Marjorie credits hers to buttermilk. The ceremony was said to have been held at the same senior living facility where they first met. 4 generations of Bernie's family were reportedly present to celebrate with the loved ones holding up the chuppah, a traditional Jewish wedding canopy, while Bernie and Marjorie were escorted to the altar in wheelchairs. A global leader in video streaming services, Netflix, has dismissed reports suggesting it plans to exit Nigeria. The rumors emerged following comments by renowned Nigerian filmmaker Kunle Afolayan in a now viral video where he disclosed that Netflix had reportedly cancelled several commissioned projects. Afolayan's remark had ignited concerns about the streaming giant's long-term plans in the Nigerian market. The streaming giant responded to the speculation on Wednesday and reinstated its commitment to the country's beginning creative industry. And that's the news, but before we go, a recap of the top stories.
Borno State Deputy Governor Alhaji Umar Usman Kadafor and over 100 passengers narrowly escaped a potential tragedy on Wednesday evening, December 4th, when their aircraft caught fire mid-air due to an engine failure. Global leader in video streaming services Netflix has dismissed reports suggesting it plans to exit Nigeria. The Nigerian police has said that many cases of missing young women to ritual practices in the country are caused by the surge of casual sexual relationships, otherwise known as hookup.
You can follow up on latest events and happenings around the world social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for watching. I am Florence Joshua. Bye for now.